Hello, sports fans. I send my greetings to the poor people in Japan, and that just seems to me that all these reactors should have alternate sources so that they can pump water into these reactors from remote locations. Should something like this happen, it seems almost crazy that they would not have the ability to pump water almost like a fire hydrant, a couple thousand feet away from these reactors, that they could actually flood water in through pumps from external pumps in case everything went to hell. And now we have people dying, that they're going to die for trying to be brave and save their fellow mankind. In the case of Japan, for God country, Hirohito or whatever. The other thing is, I don't understand how this country would not have the resources to feed its people. I mean, granted, the people are amazing in that they're not rioting like we'd be doing over here, looting and killing each other. But then again, during World War II, they had a resolve that was unbelievable. But not to say that our men fighting were not as brave and did not sacrifice themselves for the cause. But the Japanese seem to have a certain mass degree of honor that they would sacrifice themselves for the better of, almost like Dr. Spock, the good of the many versus the good of the few. But we saw this heroism at Chernobyl when these people knew that they were cooked. When they flew and dropped lead pellet, the helicopter pilots and all the people working on Chernobyl, my hats are off to them, because they sustained terrible casualties, and we really never honor those people. The reason why I'm doing this actually relates to NPR, and I'm sick and tired of Neal Shapiro dressed up with his fancy suspenders and telling everybody, and the whole NPR crowd, trying to make us feel guilty that we're not giving money to either donations or taxes to keep these fat cats going. There's a list, which I'll try to include the link on this thing, and they're talking about old Neal Shapiro, president of WNET, was paid over $400,000. Okay. Laura Walker, CEO of WNYC, $474,000, almost $475,000. It's incredible. Al Jerome, KCET, $426,688. Jeff Clark of Northern California Public Broadcasting, $406,000. I bet you could find a fairly qualified person for no more than $200,000. Okay, you got to wonder about these cushy jobs. Who was the top? Kenneth Stern, who departed in 2008. He was on top of the public broadcasting list. He got $1,319,554 as part of his 4-year contract. So you really gotta really wonder that these people are getting outlandish, I think, salaries for what they're doing. They're talking for volunteerism. It should be an honor to be part of something like this. They want other people to donate, and they want to make a life career out of taking your money at NPR. Now listen, they have some great programming. But as one of the heads of NPR pointed out during a scam, where he was scammed by some fake broadcasters who had alleged allegiances to some Islamic causes, they only get 10% of their funds from the U.S. government. Now, most companies could cut back 10% on expenses, one way or the other, to make a shortfall. So instead of these fat cat executives taking cuts and bringing themselves down to some survivable levels. I think most of us could survive on $200,000 a year. No, they want you to pay for their perks. And there's something inherently wrong that no one's really bringing this up. No one's outraged, and they're allowed. I know Mark Simone's a big booster of WNTV on public TV. And the point of the matter is, you know, they should be willing to take a cut, and they shouldn't be there forever. It should be something like an honorary situation. Now you look at the Red Cross, where I think they're talking $500,000 or $600,000. What was it? Elizabeth Dole was taking that kind of dole. So there's a lot of real hotshots out there, and you have to wonder, you know, how they secured such a job, and who they're beholden to keep that kind of a job. But in terms of Neal Shapiro, take a pay cut, okay? Otherwise, don't ask me or anybody else for any donations just to keep you in Rolexes and BMWs or whatever the hell you're driving. So that's it for NPR. Like I said, worst case scenario, they have to cut off 10% of the programming unless the executives want to take some pay cuts for the good of the many. All right? Take care.